Hey all, it's Nim or Nimicry if you're feeling professional, and welcome to the YouTube video. Now today we're going to be talking about the Monk. The Monk is a melee DPS, and it happens to be the class that I first maxed and mained all the way up through the first patch of Shadowbringers from A Realm Reborn. So I enjoy the Monk. I wasn't always very good at it, but I enjoy the Monk. Before we get started, if you like what I do, or you like what the channel does in general, go on and click subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. In addition, I've been told to plug this more. I stream on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm usually in the Final Fantasy XIV category, and that's at twitch.tv/Nimicry. Finally, you will see a list of people on screen right now. Those are my patrons, those wonderful people who support a small creator like myself, so thank you for that. Without further ado, let's kick, punch, chop. It's all in the mind. We're going to have a Monk time. When it comes to the Monk, I can't help but think of Yang in Final Fantasy IV. Punching and kicking on the top of Mount Hobbs, blowing up bombs, bracing, ultimately leading to the most powerful thrown weapon in the game, courtesy of his wife giving you a frying pan to literally smack him on the head with. So if you haven't played Final Fantasy IV, go and do that. It's a great game, and you can see the source material for the Monk. But in Final Fantasy XIV, this is going to be tricky to explain, so bear with me. Monk has some major changes that will significantly affect the way the job currently plays. And this will be another rework because the Monk did receive a rework in Shadowbringers. I did find the Monk to be a little overly complex, but some people like very complex classes with high risk, high reward, so not knocking anybody. The crux of the Monk update is the way Chakra works, where it's going to be much more prominent moving forward. The meditation itself functions the same. You use it, it grants you a stack of Chakra, you can stack up to 5. This is granting Chakra for use for unique attacks when you have 5 stacks, but now it unlocks at level 15. You also get a new attack called Steel Peak at level 15, which evolves into the Forbidden Chakra at level 54. The new Howling Fist is unlocked at level 40, and it turns into Enlightenment at level 74. Those aforementioned attacks require 5 stacks of Chakra to use. So here's how this would normally work. You use Meditation outside of battle. Okay, boom, boom, meditate, you build up those 5 stacks, one per GCD, and then you go in, start the fight. Oh, hey, guess what? Bow! And you hit him hard. So the Monk does a lot of DPS. But it's sometimes a very complex class to play, and it's always good to have a nice, strong opener. Now there's a new subset of Chakra called Beast Chakra, consisting of 3 different types: the Oppo Chakra, the Coral Chakra, and the Raptor Chakra, and these are all related to the Monk's existing forms. You obtain each of these by executing a skill with the corresponding form while under the effect of Perfect Balance, and for the record, Perfect Balance is acquired at level 50. With 3 of the same Beast Chakra, you can execute the revamped Elixir Field, which is level 60. With 3 Beast Chakra of 2 types, you can execute Celestial Revolution at level 60. And with 1 of each Beast type Chakra, you can execute Flint Strike. Now, for those who don't know, Elixir Field is a really cool looking attack. You literally hover in the air and like Kamehameha down into the ground. It's great. It's a wonderful attack. There's another layer on top of that, though. Elixir Field grants Lunar Naughty, Flint Strike grants Solar Naughty, and Celestial Revolution grants whatever Naughty you're missing. Once you have both Naughty and 3 or more Beast Chakra of any type, you can execute the revamped Tornado Kick at level 60. Now that does seem like a lot to juggle, and the answer is it's a lot, because you have to manage 3 different types of Chakra, plus 2 different types of buffs. It seems overly complex, at least to me it does. To help streamline these mechanics, all the aforementioned skills are mapped under the same action called Masterful Blitz. It will just change according to the state of your Beast Chakra and Naughty. Okay, so that's good. I like that they realized that this is a lot to juggle, because that's originally what happened in Shadowbringers, is that it was too much to juggle for the vast majority of players. Now, don't get me wrong, I fell into that vast majority. I did play with some monks that were like, oh, let's do this, and they'd get it done. Well, while we lose Shoulder Tackle, we instead get to make it clap with Thunderclap at level 35, which is a no-damage gap closer that can be used to dart towards allies, so enemies or allies, which is great. Shoulder Tackle did do a little bit of damage, so mild potency decrease, but extra added efficacy, so you can charge to allies if they're in safe zones. So win some, lose some. Run the gamut from hilarious to gruesome. At level 72, you get a new buff called Riddle of Wind, which cuts the auto attack delay by half. Ooh, that's a big thing. So punch, punch, punch. Now Riddle of Wind, Ponder the Wind, faster punch. So it's great. We like that. At level 82, the Arm of the Destroyer, the AoE weapon skill, becomes Shadow of the Destroyer. At level 86, Flint Strike evolves into Rising Phoenix, Perfect monk name. Let's pause and ponder the Rising Phoenix. Lastly, at level 90, Tornado Kick turns into the powerful new Phantom Rush. Again, these are great names for martial arts-based attacks. I love it. So let's take a look at the monk's new Beast Chakra and Naughty mechanics. Here we have Perfect Balance. It grants 3 stacks of Perfect Balance, each stack allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. The charge time is 40 seconds. The additional effect is it grants Oppo Oppo, Chakra, Curl, Chakra, and Raptor Chakra, depending on the form required by these actions executed. The maximum charges is 2, and it lasts 30 seconds. It used to be 120 second cooldown, and it didn't have 3 stacks of anything. It just would last for 12 seconds, and you could just boom, boom, boom. So you could really get in some stuff, and that helped with building Grease Lightning, and then some other things changed. They got rid of Grease Lightning, if I remember correctly. And of course, we have Elixir Field. Delivers an attack to all nearby enemies with a potency of 600 for the first enemy and 65% less for all remaining enemies. The additional effect opens the Looter Naughty. Additional effect grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Ooh, that's really nice, so it'll let you get more Chakra. The duration is 30 seconds and can only be executed while under the effect of 3 of the same Beast Chakra. Any additional effect associated with the executed action will also be applied. It cannot be assigned to a hotbar, so that's going to be part of the Masterful Blitz. Then we have Flint Strike. Delivers an attack to target and all enemies nearby with a potency of 600 for the first enemy and 65% less for all remaining enemies. Opens the Solar Naughty, and again grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. This duration, however, is only 15 seconds, and of course, any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed while under the effect of 3 distinct, so read distinct as different, Beast Chakra. What does that mean? That means Oppo Oppo, Coral, and Raptor. Of course, Celestial Revolution delivers an attack with a potency of 450, so a non-AoE. It opens the Lunar Naughty. If the Lunar Naughty is already open, opens the Solar Naughty instead. Perfect. It also grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of weapon skills that require a certain form without being in that form. The duration is 30 seconds in this case, as opposed to Flint Strike's 15. Any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed while under the effect of 3 Beast Chakra. So you could have more than 1 Chakra, but you have to have a total of 3. So I like that. You get a little bit of filling there. Then we have Tornado Kick. Delivers an attack to target all enemies nearby with a potency of 850. Yeah, for the first enemy, and 65% less for all remaining enemies. And of course, it grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of the weapon skills that require a certain form without being in that form. Duration, 30 seconds again. Any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed while the Lunar Naughty and Solar Naughty, as well as 3 Beast Chakra, are open. So that's your big final spender. You build up the momentum, and then you just bring the heel down like, boom! And that's the Tornado Kick, which I guess makes sense. You know, no one's like, oh, it's a light breeze. Ooh. It's a tornado. Destruction. Masterful Blitz. Strike the enemy with a technique fueled by the power of your Beast Chakra. The technique used is determined by the number of different types of Beast Chakra open. 1 Beast Chakra type, you get Elixir Field. 2 Beast Chakra types, you get Celestial Revolution. 3 Beast Chakra types, you get Rising Phoenix. And 3 Beast Chakra types, and both naughty, Phantom Rush. Under Rising Phoenix. Deals physical fire damage to target and all enemies nearby with a potency of 700 for the first enemy and 65% less for all remaining enemies. It opens the Solar Naughty, and it also grants Formless Fists, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. The duration is 30 seconds, and any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed while under the effect of 3 distinct, so read different, Beast Chakra. And finally, the level 90 skill, Phantom Rush. Delivers an attack to target and all enemies nearby with a potency of 950. Yeah! For the first enemy, and 50% less for all remaining enemies. So that's really nice. I mean, obviously, it's a hard thing to pull out, but it is quite effective, because everything else was a 65% reduction with less potency. It also grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Its duration is 30 seconds, and any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Remember, it can only be executed while under the effect of the Lunar Naughty, the Solar Naughty, and 3 Beast Chakra. But when I say 3 Beast Chakra, I don't mean 3 distinct. So if you have 3 Raptor or 3 Oppo Oppo or 2 curl and 1 Opa, you can do it. So keep that in mind. And this will be good for, of course, min-maxing. The balanced Discord will have all this stuff ready after a week or two after this. So don't worry about it too much. If you get off Phantom Rush, you do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wonderful. Now let's look at the monk actions and traits. So here we have Steel Peak, gained at level 15. Delivers an attack of potency 180. Can only be executed while in combat and under the effect of the 5th chakra. 5 chakra close upon execution. And it shares a recast timer with Howling Fist. Then we have, speaking of Howling Fist delivers an attack with a potency of 120 to all enemies in a straight line before you. Can only be executed while in combat under the effect of the 5th chakra. And the 5 chakra close upon execution. This shares a recast timer with the Forbidden Chakra. We'll get to the Forbidden Chakra in a little while. Then we have Thunderclap. Rush to a target enemy or party member's location. The maximum charge is 3, and it's got a range of 20 yards. Cannot be executed while bound. I believe Shoulder Tackle only had maximum charges of 2, so that's not too bad. Steel Peak Mastery. Upgrades Steel Peak to the Forbidden Chakra, again acquired at level 54. Howling Fist Mastery upgrades to Enlightenment at level 74. And of course we have Enhanced Perfect Balance. So while under the effect of Perfect Balance, it grants Beast Chakra in accordance with the form normally required to execute weapon skills. So weapon skills requiring the Opa form grant the Opa Chakra, weapon skills requiring the Curl form grant the Curl Chakra, and weapon skills requiring the Raptor form grant the Raptor Chakra. And it's acquired at level 60. We then have the Riddle of Wind, which reduces the auto attack delay by 50%. Duration is 15 seconds, and it shares a 90-second cooldown. Arm of the Destroyer Mastery upgrades Arm of the Destroyer to Shadow of the Destroyer. The Shadow of the Destroyer delivers an attack potency of 140 to all nearby enemies. Opa, if it's executed in Opa form, guarantees a critical hit, so good for those with perfect balance. Could be a lot of fun there. And, of course, the additional effect changes the form to Raptor, and duration is 30 seconds. We have Enhanced Thunderclap. That allows for the 3rd charge of Thunderclap, gone at 84. Flint Strike Mastery upgrades Flint Strike to Rising Phoenix at 86. And, of course, Tornado Kick Mastery upgrades Tornado Kick to Phantom Rush at level 90. So, this right here is what we're talking about, guys. Look, that's the monk. So, are you going to... I like the monk. I may actually have to pick this up again because it seems like while it's complex, they're understanding like, okay, we're not going to be punishing. We're not going to try to hurt your feelings and be like, oh, that. Luckily, I don't have to worry about parsers so much because it is a... Final Fantasy is generally a little more friendly and a little less, let's say a little less toxic enabling. But I also don't want to be a drag on my party, so I like to play simpler classes. One of the reasons why I like to be a tank. While there is some complexity in tanking, in general, I have to be battered about the face. So, hearing about all these new monk changes, are you interested in playing a monk? Will you be kicking and punching and Phoenix Rising and rushing at enemies? Or are you maybe going to stick to a caster or a healer? Or perhaps you'll be a gunbreaker, Dark Knight, Warrior, or my favorite class, the Paladin. I'm looking forward to the monk. I'm looking forward to see what it does. If you liked this video, or you liked what I did, go on and click subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything the channel does. In addition, I stream on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm usually in the Final Fantasy XIV category, but one day a week, generally Saturday, I do something a little different. So look forward to that, and you can find that at twitch.tv/Nimicry. Also, there is a link to my Discord down below if you'd like to chat at a greater, more extended length. You can follow the Twitter at Nimicry. That's Nimicry. I respond to everything that I can. And of course, for those who wish to be above and beyond the Call of Duty, there is always the Patreon. Patreon supports this channel directly and is always appreciated, but never mandatory. And you can join at patreon.com/Nimicry. It was lovely making this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope the monk actions and information helps you out. May the mount you're farming drop on the first kill. Take care and enjoy yourselves. Bye.